Okay, hey, galactic pilgrims. No, just kidding. Oh yeah, I wanted to talk today about like exercise and just kind of keeping healthy and stuff. Instead of like, old school. Just saying, oh, you look buff. That's what my dad says, and I try to just tell him that for the biological body, just to keep that a little bit of muscle mass so that you can, less fat, of course, but I've talked all about the nutrition, but keeping healthy, like the walking, the running, the bicycling, the swimming, the yoga, what else do I got? Skateboarding, surfing, Pilates, a little bit of, gym weight training too, if you do that. I personally just do a little bit of the body weight training, which I want to talk a little bit about today. Let's see, reasons. One of the main reasons. Oh yeah. So really, Travis Carper, Ascension Guide, holistic health coach. One of the main reasons, though, to do these kinds of exercise, these aerobic exercises, right, is just to sweat, and you sweat out those toxins out of your body, because it's like a constant thing that we're bombarded with, a lot of toxins out here because of all of our crazy man-made stuff, the herbicides, pesticides, and the things we ingest, and what's in the atmosphere and everywhere. So that's why it's also important for the biological body. I talk a lot about the spiritual and the mind too, and the emotional body, your light body, your multi-dimensional body too, of course. But as far as the exercise and the sweating out of toxins and the, definitely doing some kind of walking. I always say walking in nature or being out in nature, and that's usually kind of where I do my body weight training. And it's really easy to just do some push-ups, some kind of sit-up crunch thing, some leg lifts. Maybe you go to a school and you do some pull-ups or some chin-ups. You can do incline push-ups on the bench. Let's see, what else do I want to say? Oh, and then also, of course, too, that we replenish the structured water, distilled water into our bodies after we sweat that out through our skin, and then towel that all off, or take a shower with a filter in the shower head if you can. I mean, even on a budget, I think I've already said this before, but spend the $20 or the 18 something bucks and put at least some kind of a filter on your shower water, or the water that because that goes through your skin. Your skin absorbs a lot of stuff. So don't even, I'm gonna say it, but don't put on any sunscreens that like the major ones, because read those labels that you put on those kind of sunscreens. Use, like, if you have to use a sunscreen, get some natural stuff and put that on your skin. Your skin really absorbs a lot as well. Okay? So that's why we're always talking about being out in nature and and smelling this kind of oxygen underneath this tree right now, and getting that into, it's not only the lungs too, because we also don't breathe properly either. Those breathing techniques, man, look up some of those breathing techniques on YouTube or in books or wherever, because we don't actually breathe very well anymore, and that's another thing with that oxygen therapy, right? Which I'm going to do a separate video about that sometime, because I'm still exploring it myself, all the different, the O7, the hydrate one, the hydrogen peroxide protocols, all those oxygen, chlorophyll, which I do that one into the water. I'm still exploring those, so I will let you know. Okay, where were we? Toweling off. Towel off, man. So basically I covered that. Okay, let's talk a little bit about the exercise, just some body weight training. I might, a little bit, okay? So why is it, this is from Alchemical Wizard 11, um, exercise body weight training, the article on my, actually there's a little, the computer voice video in the YouTube as well, but on the website, little article, you can, I like to read a lot. You can absorb it more. You catch the video from a person, and then hopefully they've written the blog too, because that's really cool to go back and read the words, or pull up the blog while they're doing the video and kind of go back and forth and go, oh yeah, okay, I think I understand a little bit better, because you can't cram everything into one video or one blog that you're trying to say. It's like Picasso painting the half-faced girl, he had to paint like thousands of them, trying to get that perspective out, trying to get it out there. Okay, so let's read. All right. Okay, why is it so vital to keep our avatars, our biological bodies, our temples, our vessels fit and healthy during the ascension process? Curious. Okay, since the morphogenetic fields are ramping up with more photonic light and transmutating everything in this planetary system to a higher vibration, all lower vibrational planes of existence cannot follow. The more we can feel and listen to what our body is saying, the more cosmic intelligence we can hear. So that helps. I've talked about this before, you keep detoxing your biological body and avatar, and keep it healthy, keep it running, and that allows you to go into like some better meditation and stuff. Like those guys that do the serious meditations, they usually go, semi-vegetarian, vegetarian, vegan, and then fruitarians, and they add all that breatharian type stuff in. Okay, so we're listening to the cosmic intelligence more. Okay, and our hearts and endocrine systems are like antennas to our higher selves. Detoxifying the biological body often will help bring these frequencies into focus on a cellular level. Okay, just think of unlocking our junk DNA. What the potential of this can mean to you. Think beyond working out and looking good. Looking good, man. Think of unlocking a long line of suppression and freeing your cells, and then self-empowering your newest version of self. This will help you participate more in the ascension process by feeling what your body needs and give you a longer lasting boost while meditating. Exactly, that's what I was talking about. If you start meditating, and let's say you're somebody that, eating really crappy, like you're homeless and you're eating pretty crappy foods, you're not getting that organic stuff, or you're doing fast foods, and it's probably harder for you to maintain like a, you got to get this whole biological system cleaned out too. I mean, you don't have to totally, do massive like water fasting and stuff like that. If you don't, I mean, you can. It's good, you got to get into it and do research and do baby steps before you just cut yourself off and like, I'm going to be a vegan. I'm going to do a week's worth of water fasting. You got to do research. You got to know what your own body too. You got to know how to do these things step by step. Otherwise, you're just going to go, that was crappy. I can't do that. You got to do some slow things into that. Okay, where were we? And give you a long-lasting boost while meditating. That's why you see so many people that do yoga, dancing, swimming, CrossFit training, bicycling, running, mountain climbing, martial arts. qigong, some form of body movement, etc., that can transition easier into a meditative state. Okay? Think about it. Think about those scuba divers, man. Those guys that do the into the tanks and stuff. I bet those guys can meditate, and deep divers or free diving. Whew, yeah, man. I used to do a little free diving down in Key West, Florida, man. All right. That's cool. Get lungs full of oxygen. Oxygen. Okay, where was I? The body has a number of glands that secrete hormones that communicate with one set of cells to another. I personally do some body weight training every day and meditate a little during for a longer period after. So that's how I do it. Because I put on like meditation music when I'm doing a little bit of the body weight training, you know, out and about. And then I usually sit, and I can easily transition, for me, I'm just talking about me, I can easily transition into like a 3-minute pop-in meditation right after I do, because my blood's flowing through this avatar, and it seems like I can, you know, the brain, the cognitive, the neuron transmitters and hormones work better, and I can kind of ease it down into that, not all the way to the delta state, sleep state, but, you know, touch upon that theta state of mind. Theta state of mind. That'd make a good song. Okay, where was I? I like to do my routines outdoors. Mother Nature, Gaia, has a way of healing us because we step into her natural vibration. As she is transiting into the fourth dimension, and we're going to get into the fifth dimension, right? So we're all transmutating right now because of where our solar system is in the Milky Way galaxy. So that's this fast ascension process right now, which hasn't been done on this kind of a scale. So it's just the coolest thing ever, man. I mean, being engaged in your own ascension and Gaia's, like when I told you guys about, for me, when I was meditating and letting those particles come in. I mean, I still do this, and then you take your shoes off and you put your feet on the earth and you let it flow through and then back out, and you kind of send that love signal to, or whatever you want to, your intention, your thought intention. Like for me, I'll do a lot of like, oh, everyone's sovereign, everyone is abundant or something. And you let it flow through the light, the lighter, the more connected to source code, source God, and you let that come through and get into Gaia's core, and then Gaia lets that ooze out of her pores too, right? And then it's kind of, it's like that, you know? And then everybody's getting it. I didn't probably explain that totally in a good detailed sense, but hey, if you go to the gym, great. If you do some other exercise, great. Exercise also teaches us how to nurture ourselves so that we can love and nurture others, right? So you're doing some exercise, you're sweating out your toxins, you're looking good, you're feeling good, easier to transition into your breaths, especially, you know, running, aerobic exercises, and then into meditation. Helpful tips, yeah. Unlocking cellular memory, too. I can't say enough about the DNA and the cells in your body and the memories they hold and the old traumas and everything. Another good thing, reason to exercise. Go, if you're overweight, go for as long as walk as you can, you know, and out in nature and look at the trees and watch the wind and watch the butterflies and stuff. And try to grasp those thoughts of like just the naturalness of how the earth is breathing, and forget about like the television and all that, and just have those moments, you know, those moments of silence. There's a bird chirping. There's the wind rustling through the leaves. Anyways, all right. So, body weight exercise, you know, it's really, because it's good, it's cheap. You can just go outside and use some benches and some pull-up bars at the playgrounds or whatever. Or you can do it at home and just get yourself a coffee table to do different inclines, you know, reverse inclines or whatever. And or even if you get some milk jugs to put water in for weights or something like that, you know. But you don't have to do that much either. I think I only do about like 20 minutes or something, 20 or 30 minutes every other day, actually. So, well, but I definitely do my yoga stretching, or my stretching every day because I have a bad back. So, anyways, so planks, those are good. The push-ups, variations of push-ups, the incline push-ups, the tricep dips, you know, you can do backwards, like with your little, you know, footstool, coffee tables, or outside at a park bench. That's really cool to do. You know, you go for a walk, you walk to a school when they're out of school, and then you do, you use one of their benches or one of their pull-up bars and stuff. Okay, the squat jacks, the lunge tap backs, the hip rise, the burpees, the leg flutter crunch, the bicycles, you know, for your abdomen. You can just lift your legs up with your back on the ground and do the bicycle. Like, you probably can't see it, so I won't do it. But anyways, there's a bunch of them. You know, do what's comfortable for you and just do a little. Just do one of each and then do 2 sets and then do 3 sets. I usually only do 3 sets, you know, of something, and target like a specific thing, and then I change it up too. Like, I don't do, let's say I do some kind of bicep thing or something one day, you know, and then a couple of days later I'll do some kind of tricep thing, and so I won't do biceps for like 4 days, and I'll let that recover. You know, I do a lot of I'm into personally letting my body recover. It feels better to me, and the day after is usually the day that I get creative and do a lot of writing and stuff, and I don't exercise that day. I just do stretching or bicycle or some kind of aerobic exercise. I don't do the body weight training. Okay, so that's just what I do anyways. That I'm just trying to convey that helps you with your nutrition, it helps you with your breath, it helps you with your oxygen therapy, it helps you detoxify, it helps you sweat out toxins out of your body. Okay? All right. So, exercise. Yeah, that's what we're talking about today. Cool, man. All right. Now, I usually do rotate these. Yep. Sweating helps the body detoxify. Blood flows increases. And the blood flow increases your cognitive ability. You're charging up your batteries. You're moving things around and telling your biological cells that you are alive. In return, they are saying okay. Because you know how many of those micro organisms that are inside your body and outside on your skin too, and they need to be replenished. You know, you clean them, you towel them off, you wash them off, and then there's other microorganisms. That's what this whole thing is. There's tons of like bugs and microorganisms in the grass, right? Well, your biological body is just like that. I mean, it is like, I think it's 10 times the amount of your cells, actually, that the microorganisms inside your body and on the outside on your skin. You know, take a microscope to that, man. It's like a whole other world. It's like, really, it's like some kind of science fiction world. If you take a microscope to this thing, you're gonna go, that's not me. Is that my identity? Like, there's a whole universe going on here. Anyways, I think that's enough. You know, you always see my bicycle. I'm always cycling, so I get some aerobic exercise, get out in nature, and breathe. There are some more. I'll do another video. There's going to be some more photonic waves coming in for this ascension process to help uplift us, help uplift the planet. We are absorbing. We're getting so that we can, with better ease, absorb these energies. Okay, so these gamma rays, these adamantine particles, and because we're in these different morphogenetic fields that have a higher frequency of light, hence the word enlightenment, spiritual, metaphysical, quantum. You know, we're getting into a whole other, you know, we're getting into the chelantic morphogenetic science. You know, just kind of, that's what I call it. Because I use morphogenetic fields a lot and stuff. So, and then chelanta and chelantus, or chelantic, is like, just think of it as key codes, the key codes of, you know, the key codes of a adamantine particle, you know, the smallest of particles, the, you know, the quark, the atom, the subatomic, the key code that's key coded into specifics, you know, because all energy is conscious energy, and it has a thought and it has a key to it. You know, it's just like, you know, to use that metaphor of computers or something, you put in certain algorithmic codings and stuff, and that's what it goes out and does. So this is on, since everything is connected, and we're thinking about, oh, we need to step out of darkness now, it's time. So different timelines merge, and that's what we're doing. That's what we're working on now, and that's what we volunteered to do when we came here to get through this. And it's very uplifting, and it's very, it's cool, man. Engage! Okay, guys, that's it. Stay hydrated, my friends. This is going to be a good summer.